So we get the Seraph Tower section done. We then get sent over to Vostok to go look for some Dorito Siva chips that are strategically, and by strategically I mean clockwise, planted around the outside of the map to get a little bit of lore and a little bit of understanding of certain things that are going on. And to be told of things that Rasputin's been doing, to be told of things about old Russia, feels very familiar to another quest that we did not so long ago for another weapon. And it's getting a solid 5 out of 10 from me. I wouldn't even say it was solid, really, to be honest with you. And we then find the last and final piece. Sit around waiting for things to happen. And being told more information, again, about Rasputin and old Russia and stuff and things. And I'm just sat here thinking to myself that this feels far too reskinned, far too familiar. And the other question that I have for Bungie, I mean, it's quite simple really. It is So next section of the quest picked up and I decided to work out how many shotgun kills it's going to take and whether or not there's any difference between shooting yellow bar enemies. So I go to my favourite space, which is the EDZ. I think everybody knows that you go to Trostland to go and do quests very, very quickly. So I bust it out. I shoot a few bits and pieces. I shoot a few people. Think, all right, well, that'll probably get me up a few percentage at least, just to see how the things are progressing. And, yeah. So, decide to get a Lost Sector done down, and this is the progress after Lost. And after much Lost Sectors and flying around and doing a little bit more damage and trying to work out other bits and pieces, I think to myself, right, where are we at? What feels like 18 Lost Sectors later, 500 enemies killed, and my sanity slowly but surely dissipating, we then get this little nugget of update. Moving on, I'm killing more and more enemies. I feel like I'm slowly but surely losing the will to live. What feels like a long time spent on Trostland, and we are at final Lost Sector. I'm determined to get to 10% and get everything sorted out and just try and see if we can make some progress with no idea of how the kills are being registered whatsoever. And we're now at cue me playing Crucible to see if that makes any difference. Cue me stop playing Crucible. So, like any good Guardian, I decided that the best thing to do is find a bit of a grind point, a bit of a farm point. So I make my way over to a certain section, sit down and just shotgun blast loads of enemies. I then do a bajillion strikes. Actually, it's not a bajillion strikes. We did a strike and managed to glitch it so we could keep getting enemies coming out. And had on 3 shotguns, Partially Stardust, CQC and Tractor Cannon just for fun. We then get to the next section. Orange guy with Ghost. Orange guy shooting a robot. Orange guy just flexing. Which then takes you to the last little section here where you're wandering around. Why is it always that it's some sort of weird, bizarre, little corridor thin thing that you have to go through to get to the section that you need to get to finish off the quest? And it always opens out. Why don't they just let you walk through a normal bit? Why does it always have to be some weird corridor? Anyways, no cut sign in sight. We get into this little room. All looks lovely. All looks fantastic. Really, really nice. There's a sense of urgency on there. We get to what I can only suggest is a grave. So basically what we've learnt is daddy issues. Some tyrant didn't like his son and it all went to pot. The tyrant killed him. He didn't like it and felt guilty for it. For me, it's a 5 out of 10 and I've got the Fellwinter's line now, which I just don't feel it's an achievement whatsoever at all. I don't particularly like the gun. That's going to do it. We out of here. Peace.